Morning to you. We are joined in studio to talk about something serious. We like to have a lot of fun here, but we do have a serious problem in the community. We've been seeing headlines, not just locally, but also national headlines about heroin. So we brought Sheriff Jeff Cappa. Thanks for being here, first of all.
Well, thanks for having me.
And we want to talk about how big is the heroin issue in Wayne County, but we are both sort of intrigued with this Hershey Kiss thing that you did this morning. Talk a little bit about that, and
first thing
maybe
he did
that
when he
helps
came
us.
in was he handed us each a Hershey's Kiss.
Right.
He asked if we liked chocolate, and the first thing Quinn did, of course, was
I unwrapped,
like Cookie Monster.
Yes.
Did you actually unwrap it? Because I wasn't sure if you had actually unwrapped it before you ate it.
Half of it.
Okay.
Okay.
I still have mine, and we got a second one, so I have two, and you have none.
So talk about what does this lesson teach us?
Well, when I was a DARE officer, one of the things that I came up with on how to teach the young adults exactly the feeling of what addiction was to use these chocolate Hershey Kisses with the permission of the schools, of course. I would hand these out to the students and just tell them, here, have a Hershey's Kiss, and of course everybody likes chocolate, so they would just, like you did, inhaled it through the plastic there, the wrapper. And after I'd go through the class for a little bit, then I would stop and say, well, how many of you want another chocolate Hershey's Kiss? And we talk about that for a little bit. Well, why do you want one? And a lot of them said, I love them, I gotta have them, those type of things. I just crave it, I want it. And then I'd look at them and say, okay, here's your other chocolate Hershey's Kiss, but you now have just experienced what someone who is addicted to drugs experiences, not possibly on that level, but I wanted to give them an idea. So kind of light bulb came on, they understood that a little bit better. So.
All right, so taking that craving and that addiction, we've always thought about narcotics and drugs like cocaine and even LSD. Some of those things are sort of what our generation knows as the drugs, and then it turned into meth.
Right.
But now it's heroin?
Yes, heroin's very prevalent right now, especially in the Wayne County area, unfortunately. It's actually cheaper, and we've seen an increase in the use of heroin. Also, we've seen the increase here in the last couple of years of deaths due to overdoses because of the heroin as well. So.
What are you doing as a department in Wayne County to try to tackle this issue?
Well, there's a couple things actually. The first thing is, as you know, we have a Wayne County Drug Task Force, which I'm very proud of those guys. It's a cooperative effort between the Indiana State Police, the Richmond Police Department, and my department. We have officers that are assigned there full time to identify those who are selling, growing marijuana, those type of things. And then we also have what we call our strategic plan we have at the Sheriff's Office for 2014. One of the objectives this year is going to be to the increased enforcement of drug-related crimes. And I'm not going to go into all the strategies that we're going to have, obviously, for that, but such as, you also have the intelligence gathering aspect of all those crimes as well. But you have to remember that this type of crime also opens up the door to other crimes.
Right, with theft, there's gang-related crimes when you have drug problems and those kind of things as well. So
and property crimes, you've got your burglaries, home invasions, but you also have your more violent crimes. As we've seen in Richmond here just a while back. Not saying that those were contributed to that particular drug, but all those somehow kind of interweave with each other. So.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Sheriff Jeff Cappa joining us here on the Wake Up Call. A Cambridge City problem is a Richmond problem. A Richmond problem is a Centerville problem. I mean, there's not city boundaries. We're all in this together, especially from the eyes of your department.
Yes, in today's economy, number one, with the budgets getting tighter, and with the law enforcement agencies trying to do more with less, that's where it's very important that we have the line of communications opened up. We also share resources, and as we're doing with the Drug Task Force, but not just with the task force. We're talking about the patrol officers, the administration, the whole. Each department is involved in this, and it's not just a single problem. It's the entire county trying to solve it.
We talk a lot on our show about social media, and I see that the Sheriff's Department, Palladium Item, did a story about the Sheriff's Department's popularity of their new Facebook page.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that as far as getting information out to the general public.
Well, again, when I just said about a partnership between all law enforcement agencies, this was actually came about between a partnership with my agency with Indiana University East, actually. I had formed a recruitment committee here several months ago. We were, like any other agency, we're looking at how we can promote ourselves out to the public, number one. Number two is how can we get better candidates to apply for our agency. And as that particular committee was meeting and going over their strategies and setting their plan on how they wanted to do that, one of my detectives, who was enrolled in his master's degree program out of Indiana University East, came to me and said that he has a class project that he had to do. And they broke down into groups in particular in that particular class, and they decided that they wanted to assist my agency and this recruitment problem. So they then formed together and started meeting, and they decided the first thing that they wanted to do is they thought was a good idea was to form a Facebook page. And right now, as I checked this morning, we had over 1,722 likes.
It's amazing.
Wait, he's got more likes than we do.
Yes, I know, but he's more popular than me. You're as soon as more people know you, Jen, and get to know you, yeah, your page will go way higher.
Yeah.
But I'm the weight here. Sheriff Cappa, thanks again for all that you do. Also, thanks for picking up the phone whenever our news department calls.
Even when it's early in the morning.
Because it's really important to get the word out on some of those things. And I know it's a challenging job, and you and I have been friends for years and years, and I just appreciate your approach to how you run the department. It's really important. It's
Well, I
good
appreciate
to say.
that very much. It's an honor to be the sheriff of Wayne County, and I've enjoyed it immensely, and I'm proud of my department. We have a lot of good people, and they're working very hard, and I'm even prouder of the fact of a lot of things that they have accomplished in the last 3.5 years, especially the accreditation process.
Oh, sure.
The strategic plan,
Really
and we're looking forward to continuing that for the next one.
All right, last question. Do you have any more Hershey Kisses?
You can't have mine.
Do you have any more in the car?
No, I don't.
I'll walk
brought
you out.
4 of them.
I'll walk you out just to make sure. Jeff Cappa, Sheriff of Wayne County, thanks for coming out and hanging out with us on The Point.
Thank you.